Welcome back, friends. In this video, I'm going to teach you the targeted study complete in 90 days. You have got 90 days from this date. You have got your exams in the month of April and you have not started with your studies. Maybe you're doing a job, you don't find the time, you don't have the time, or maybe there are other reasons because of which you could not study. You could not even start with your studies. So friends, nothing is lost. You can start now and complete all your studies in the next 90 days. And I'm going to teach you the method now. I'm Sanjay Naik sir from Poly Classes. I'm a teacher and coach by profession. I'm teaching engineering students in Pune, India at my classes, that is Poly Classes, since 1981. I've taught more than 5,000 plus students who are successful in their careers. I'm a career counselor and I'm guiding, counseling students and parents about career since 1998. Friends, coming back to the topic, can you finish your work in 90 days? Yes, you can finish it. But before that, you have to assess your capacity. What is this? You don't have the time, but still now you have to find the time. These 90 days are very important from your point of view. So what is the capacity? That means you have to find a time schedule of around 3 hours per day. Can you find this time? Yes, you can find. If not, you have to find. Because you want to succeed in your examinations, then you have to find the time. Of course, some of the students say, I can get only 2 hours. Okay, 2 hours doesn't matter. But 2 to 3 hours, this is the range that you need. Maybe initially you'll be needing 3 hours, but with practice, this time can be reduced to 2 hours. But the target will be 3 hours. Do you have the capacity? But if you don't have the capacity, then you have to increase your capacity. You have to increase your concentration level. I've got a lot of videos on my channel, Poly Classes, about time management, concentration methods. Watch those videos so that you can understand the methodology, adopt one of the methods, practice it, and you can improve your level of concentration and you can manage your time. The second point is planning. Planning is very important. I've just given one point that you have to spend 3 hours per day. So you have got 90 days, you have got 5 subjects. The simple logic here is divide 90 by 5, that comes to be 18. So you have to allot 18 days for one subject. You have got 3 hours per day and you have got 18 days. So if you take the product of this, you've got 54 hours. So you can spend around 54 hours to 60 hours for one subject. Maybe for one subject, the time required will be a bit more. Maybe for one of the subjects, the time required will be less. So that can be compensated anyway. But you have a target, you have a plan for 18 days per subject. Now, how to create this plan? What you have to do, if you have got a book related to you find out the topics. Suppose there are something around 270 pages plus minus. So if you divide by 18, that comes to be something around 15 pages. So you have to complete 15 pages of that module or session to understand the procedure. The procedure is where you have got certain steps. So you have to understand the procedure with the proper sequence. The steps have to be written in the proper sequence and you have to remember this. The next step is understand the steps. Why the steps are very important? Because every step has got some change in the procedure. So if you understand the change, you understand the steps. So these two are combined together, the procedure and the steps. If you have understood both of these, then you can write the answer with the right procedure, with the right steps. You cannot change the sequence of the steps, so you have to maintain the sequence also. I've seen so many students writing the steps in their own sequence. Of course, they don't get the answer. Maybe they write the first step and the last step, and they mix all the steps in between, and they don't get any marks. I've asked for the photocopies of these students, and they have written this definitions and the derivations in the wrong procedure with the wrong steps, and they must have marks. So it's very important that you understand this. Then you have to understand the definitions. Definitions are very important because every definition has got some law, some important point which we have to understand so that you can rewrite it correctly in the examinations. And then you have to understand the derivations. Procedure may be mathematical or may be theoretical, but derivations are maximum with the proper mathematical steps. So you have to understand the derivations with the proper procedure, with all the proper steps in the proper sequence, and you have to write this so that you can assimilate everything and you can reproduce this in the examinations correctly, properly, and thoroughly. There is a big problem about mathematical topics. So you have to write down the formulae. You have to make a point that write down the parameters with the proper units and get the right answers. You practice the examples, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 examples, and you can get this correctly. The next important point is that you have to make a periodical analysis. That means you have completed a module for that particular day. So on that day itself, you revise everything and check out whether you have understood everything or not. If not, revise again, repeat it once, twice, a particular topic once, twice, so that you are confirmed that you have understood that topic thoroughly. The next point is recall and remember. That means you have to check the previous year's papers and find out the questions which are repeated. Some questions are repeated every paper, some are repeated every second paper, some are repeated every third paper. So you find out that you have already written down the notes. You can write down this question with a different thing so that when you revise it again, you can read the question and the answer, and you know that this has been repeated many times. So you have to stress on that questions so that you can be able to reproduce these questions in the papers correctly. So friends, this is it. Subscribe to my channel Poly Classes. Click on the bell icon. Keep watching. Keep learning.